Have you ever felt that your kindness might be the root of all your troubles, making yourself an easy target for everyone around you? We spend our life putting others' needs before our own. But when it's our turn to ask for help, guess what? Even the people who are close to you, whether it's family or friends, those who are supposed to watch your back, everyone is trying to take advantage of you. Why don't they? You have been always easy to get in this world. Giving doesn't always mean getting back. And you end up filled with anger and sadness. But how can we stop others from taking advantage of us? In this video, I will show you 8 terrible consequences of being too kind, and I'll give you 4 powerful Stoic ways to stop people from using you. Stay with us until the end and you'll learn how to use kindness smartly and thoughtfully through the Stoic wisdom inspired by Marcus Aurelius and others. Before we begin, I'd like to ask a small favor. If you like this video or if it helps you in any way, just hit this like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you show the algorithms that this content is worth something and will reach more people who need it now. Without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that could. You become easy to get happen. You become easy to get and easy to manipulate. Have you ever trusted someone only to realize later that you were just a toy in their hands? You were too nice to help anyone who asked for help, making yourself a target for others' lies and tricks. Too much kindness makes you an easy prey for manipulation and deceit, because some people will see your generosity as a weakness and they pounce on it. They don't care about you, they only care about themselves. The Stoics taught us that we should be careful who we give a hand to and not let yourself becoming a victim for anyone. You thought that being too nice will make others return the favor, but our world doesn't work like that. Some people will take advantage of you and ruin your feelings, even your entire life, and they won't give a damn. You have to stop being the nice guy or girl, even if it means losing some people. You have to change your perspective and give a hand to someone worthy, not the one who's playing you, because if you live in that way, you will. Happiness comes from within. Have high expectations of others and high disappointments, which is the second point. The Stoic philosophers told us that happiness should come from within, not from the actions of others, by giving without expecting anything in return. You protect yourself from disappointment and cultivate emotional resilience, leading to inner peace. Whether you realize it or not, it's hard to be fully selfless. When we give everything we have, we think everyone else to do the same. And when we need something important, guess what? People became so lazy with having everything done for them. They believe that you can deal with everything in their lives and yours, especially your stuff, because if you don't take care of your own, why would you take care of other people's in our world? Your hopes of justice won't be satisfied, and you will end up with anger and sadness. But if we look at it objectively, people don't let you down, they just did what you should do. They focus on their own needs, and this takes us to the third. People will always expect something. People will always expect something. Because you constantly give. The Stoics remind us that true value lies in living rightly and rationally, not just in meeting the other's needs. Giving in a fair way help you stay in power of your actions and keep you from getting into habits that exhaust your mind, because people are creatures of habit, and this is damn true. People are made to fit into a routine, a way of living. This means that if you are always giving, the people you help will want you to give them something all the time. You will push them into their comfort zones, and they won't have to do many of their duties because you will be there to do them. If you don't respect yourself, no one is likely to look you in the eyes and tell you to care more about yourself. At least, don't hope for this kind of feeling from the people you help, because they'd stick to their own Robin Hood, which would cost them a lot in their lives. And as a result of that, you're putting others' needs first. Own goals will being ignored, which is number 4. The Stoics say that controlling your life means setting limits and doing what matters to keep balance and protect who you are and how you feel. Putting others' needs first might be a way to run from your own hurt and fear. Think about how it feels to spend a weekend alone or come back to an empty house every day. If your rush of things to do is a way to avoid looking at yourself, the damage grows sooner or later. You have to face your own image, and forgetting your needs for others makes you more unhappy. Self-care is key for being healthy. Making sure you are happy and well is what you need to help others. It's like having a clean home and a good night with a movie before going to pleasing someone else or cleaning a friend's place. You first than the rest of the world. But you don't do that, do you? You don't care about your own goals or your own happiness, you just care about pleasing others, making them like you. You think that's noble, but you are wrong. It's weak. You are wasting your life on things that don't matter, on people that don't care. And that's the worst thing you can do to yourself in that way. People will see you as speak and act in this way, and this is the fifth thing could happen to you and maybe the worst. Instead of being soft, the Stoics teach us to focus on what is important and set boundaries to maintain harmony and integrity. Too much help might make you a handy tool accidentally showing weakness instead of skill. No limits lets others dump their on you, like messing with a boss knowing there's little chance of no, but when you stand up for yourself with a strong no, you get a new respect, showing a power that they might have missed before. And that's what you should be, right? You have to make people respect and listen to you, not the people who use or ignore you. You don't have to be weak to make others love you. But you can't be strong if you are always pleasing others. You have to be strong for yourself first. Then for others you have to say no. Sometimes even if it means losing some friends or being alone, you have to do what matters even if it's hard. Because if you didn't, people who fake friends only show up when they want something, and this is number 6. The Stoicism taught us that being kind means helping smartly and carefully, telling real friends from fake ones. This stops wasting time and energy on useless things. Suddenly those who acted like loyal friends only come to you with a plan in mind to think about it, as if a few ask you to join them for coffee, let alone a drink. While your situation might make sense, it's not fair because you know that they want you for their benefit. First, learning to deal with this, as I'll explain later, is important to avoid being used with good judgment. It's possible to have a real relationships, but instead you have a lot of people who only show up when they want something and disappear when you need them. That's not how the friendship is. You need to find people who are there for you, not just for what you can do for them. It's time to find real friends, not fake ones. 7. You might find yourself addicted to something harmful when we don't have enough in our lives. The hunger for something to fill the hole grows, leading us to addiction. It might show up slowly at first, but this denial is often a sign of being too deep in the mess to see it. Remember, the Stoics taught us that those who really love you want what's best for you. Their words and worries are not attacks, but tries to help you listen to them. See the dangers of your way and aim for balance to avoid the trap of addiction. But you don't do that, do you? You just keep giving until there's nothing left of you. You just keep looking for something to make you feel good or feel anything until you get hooked on something bad that makes you feel worse. You need to find people who appreciate you, not the one who are just hurting you. 8. Doubts. People will start doubting your real intentions. The Stoics taught us that being true to ourselves makes us strong, not caring about lies, but even though we want a better world, real kindness is hard to find, and so those who show it may make people suspicious instead of thankful. Your kindness could make others wonder what you are up to, thinking that you have some hidden intentions. This doubt could come from meeting bad people, but it could also show a bigger truth too. Much help is often seen as fishy, as the life around us shows that such moves can hide other goals. So it's smart to keep a balance, making sure your good acts are done for real love, not for fame or reward. But instead of finding balance, you just keep giving until you have nothing left for yourself. You end up with people who doubt you. You need to raise your standards by being more honest and more confident, not show too much kindness. Now, how can you stop others raising standards from taking advantages of you? Here is 4 Stoic ways to prevent people from using you. The first thing is, watch your feelings. To watch your feelings carefully, like the Stoics did when they looked at themselves. It's important to watch your feelings as they show you what's going on inside you. The Stoics knew that by looking at their emotions, and once they could understand themselves better. By being aware of how you feel, especially when you help others, you can tell if you are doing too much and killing your mind. This knowing lets you change your actions and find a good balance. Ask yourself, how do I feel when I help others? The best way to help is to feel good, to feel light and happy. But if you feel like you are angry or being used, it's a sign to think again. If helping others makes you feel bad, it's important not to ignore these feelings. See them and think about how your kindness affects you. Start saying no. Start saying no while saying no often sounds bad, like you are letting someone down or turning them away. It's hard to say it, but if you don't say no when things are too much for you, you will end up with a miserable life. You neither benefited yourself nor others. It's important to get used to saying no. Maybe even practicing in front of a mirror, telling yourself that it's a key step to getting your freedom and protecting yourself from too much stress and harm. But what you do instead, you just say yes to everything and everyone. You try to please others to make them happy. You need to stop doing that. You need to start saying no to things that are too hard or unfair. You need to say no and mean it. 3. Take time for yourself and keep it. The Stoics told us that it's important to find time for yourself. Do things that make you feel good, whether it's working out, doing some exercises, or anything else that gives you a boost. Do your work well and fast to have more time for yourself. Treat this time as the most important thing. Do it every day or every week, and don't let anyone take it from you. If someone asks you for help during this time, remember that you come first. Say no without feeling bad. Save this time for yourself. If you want to be nice, offer to help later, but be clear that you are busy and don't let them push you. The 4th thing, avoid energy vampires. To do. Avoid energy vampires. It's important to know who makes you feel good and who makes you feel bad by staying away from people who always drain your energy and don't give you anything good. You are taking care of yourself and being wise in your relationships. Know that trying to help the energy vampires is useless. These people will drown you with their problems. Pain, and bad view of life. Don't waste your time on them, as fixing their misery would make them stop whining. A thing that they don't want to do, but you are just being foolish in your relationships. You let them ruin your life, making you feel bad. You need to spot drainers of energy by their signs and actions. Avoid them by walking away. Do this for yourself and your happiness. You need to live with smartness and carefulness, not with energy vampires and fools at the end. It's clear that balance is the thing, especially when it comes to giving too little and we look cheap too much, and we lose what we have, like energy, time, or money. The Stoic way tells us to find the middle, not too black, not too white, but a good mix of both. We need to take care of others but also ourselves. When in doubt, remember the power of no, a useful word, when people want too much from us, like a ride home from some creep. As we finish this video, I hope you learned something useful. Don't forget to hit like for this video. Give it a thumbs up to share the Stoic wisdom. Subscribe to keep getting better with Stoic ideas and personal growth.